Hi, I'm Peter from Coffee Parts, and today we're looking at the 3 most popular 1Zspresso hand grinders. Let's get into it and see the differences. So 1Zspresso is a Taiwanese-based company specializing on hand coffee grinders. Founded by a group of coffee lovers with engineering backgrounds, and you really do see the engineering part on the units themselves. They really have been thought of and beautifully built. Now, the name 1Zspresso. When you look at the name, it looks like it should be 1Zspresso, but 1 in Chinese really reads as E. So the company is actually called 1Zspresso, and their range is actually quite large. They've really built different grinders for different applications, and they've constantly iterated and improved their grinders since their inception. The cool thing is they're constantly improving. The annoying thing is if you've bought one in the past, obviously as they improve, the grinders have gotten better. In saying that, these are the 3 of the more popular grinders in the range, and they're the grinders that come to Australia. You got the Q2, which is basically the lightweight portable grinder in the range, focus on filter, but that can do espresso. Then you got the JX Pro, and that's think of it, the all-rounder. It can go anywhere from Turkish all the way to filter coffee, and the blades get a bit bigger and the way you dial them in changes slightly. We'll get into that in a second. And then you got the hero of the range, the J Max. Now this is an espresso first coffee grinder. So although it does do filter, it really has been designed to do espresso. And once again, it's running the bigger blades, but in this case, titanium coated. So bringing it back a step, looking at it individually, the Q2 runs 38mm stainless blades, and it's a little bit more of the traditional grinder. So it's small, 38mm stainless blades, and then as you open it here, dialing it in is a traditional way on the bottom where you've got 10 numbers and 30 notches per revolution. And what that means is every notch dials in 0.025 millimeters of vertical blade movement. This grinder has really been designed to be light and portable, and one really cool thing is if you have an AeroPress, it's designed to fit perfectly in your AeroPress, so to travel really easily. But it is their entry-level grinder. Moving up the range, you got the JX Pro. Now, this is their all-round grinder. It grinds as fine as Turkish, which is very fine, all the way up to filter. And when you open it here, your dial in now is not on the base here. They've moved the dial to the top bit here. And now it's still 10 numbers, but over 40 notches. And what that means is the vertical movement is 0.0125. So effectively half the movement you get on the Q2. And what that means in practice is, for espresso, you really get to dial it in a lot better. Once you're on the filter side, probably not so noticeable. But the blades are bigger too. So they go from 38mm to 48mm, so 10mm bigger. And in the hand grinder, that's a big difference. Being stainless blades at 48mm, it is quite easy to grind, and you do get really nice results from a big range, a multi-purpose grinder. Dialing in on the top is cool, but on the J Max, the hero of their range, taking it one step further, and now you're dialing in from the outside, and the movements are tiny. So they're now 9 numbers, not 10, but with 90 notches per revolution. So when it was 10 numbers with 30 notches, then you had 10 numbers with 40 notches, now you got 9 numbers with 90 notches per revolutions. So over 3 revolutions, you got 270 notches. And what that means is the vertical blade movement is now 0.0088. So that's one of the smallest vertical movements on the market. You can really dial in that espresso. And dialing in from the outside really is cool. When it comes to the coffee canister on the bottom, it's held on by magnets. So it's a really cool experience, just unlocking it and putting it back in. And it does have a rubber base, which doesn't make you grind any better, but it really does give you a premium feel. Now compared to the JX Pro, the handle's also longer. And what that means is you get more leverage on the handle as you move it around. So now not only do you have a better dial-in of adjustment for espresso, you got the bigger 48mm blades, which is the same size as a JX Pro, but in this case they're titanium coated, which does make grinding easier and they do last longer. And you've got the 270 notches really fine adjustment. So this grinder really does become the premium grinder in the range. So effectively, the 3 grinders serve 3 different purposes. You got your travel grinder that does espresso to filter but with a focus on filter. Then you've got the all-purpose grinder, a bit heavier than the travel grinder, more made for a home, an office or a caravan, not so much for a backpack, with you dialing in on the top, and it's got half the increment of the entry level. And then you got the hero of the range, really there to show and to put 1Zspresso on the map. So much so that they've, instead of running their logo, they've run the zodiac sign as a sign that that's their hero. So we've actually done individual videos on each of these grinders if you want to dive into one specifically. But I'm curious to know, out of these 3, which one do you have or which one would you choose? Or would you choose something completely different? Comment that, time more. Let me know in the comments below. And like always, if this video has brought you value, please hit that thumbs up. Really helps with YouTube. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Thank you and see you on the next video.